Hi everyone, this is part 2 in my series about how to document and practice your star story. My name is Ben and I'm an interview coach specialising in the Australian public sector. Now that you've picked a story to start with, grab a piece of paper and write STAR down the left hand side. And I would allocate around 75% of the page to the A part, your actions. Don't worry about what this looks like because you're going to rewrite your notes as part of this process. Time box this exercise. I would say to allow 20 minutes maximum. Start the timer and just brainstorm. There is no right or wrong. You're going to dump down as much detail as you can think of, and I'm going to give you some great questions to help you out. Skip anything that doesn't apply. Write down as much detail as you can at a bullet point level. Key point here, we're not writing a script, and I'd never recommend that. So, situation. Write down as much as you can in 5 minutes. Your role, your job title, your functional role like project lead. Your employer at the time or the department or work area. What was your core function in that work area, or what accountability in your role relates to the story? When did this happen? Who was involved? Who are your clients or stakeholders? Who was in the team? What triggered this event that the story is about? What challenges existed at the time? What strategy or goal created this situation? How long had you been in the role? So you don't need to answer all those questions, and add in anything else that comes to mind. Step 2, task. Give yourself another 5 minutes. What was the task in this story? What did you personally have to do? There may be more than one task. Who assigned you the task? Or how did you become aware of it? What was the time frame? Was there a deadline? What was the impact of failing to act or solve this problem? Was there any data you referenced? Was there a system you were using? Now, you might be thinking, that's heaps of information, but we want our stories to be versatile so we can use them for different questions in the interview. So you might have a story about a project you worked on, and in that project there was a challenging deadline, and there was a conflict between two stakeholders. So when you deliver that story in your interview, you pivot to the details that directly answer that question. So the task for one version of the story becomes, I had to handle a conflict between two stakeholders. And the task in another version of the story might be, I had to come up with a plan to meet the deadline of 6 weeks. And this is what you can put into your story map. There are 2 themes, maybe more, that I can make the story about. And this is the real art of making sure you've got coverage across lots of different questions that might come your way. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll go through documenting the actions in your story.